Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Midnight Zero Astrology. This is Midnight, and this is my 8th episode, second sun sign video, where I will be talking about Cancer Sun individuals. I really know I should be going in order, but I can't help it. I have to go where my inspiration's taking me, and right now that's with wanting to talk about Cancer Sun people. And also I came fit with nostalgia. I have my Hello Kitty and my Sailor Moon on, who is like one of the most famous Cancer Sun people, Sailor Moon. And I hope I could do you guys justice, because I do think that there's a lot of hate and misinformation on Cancer Sun people on the internet, because, you know, I will say they are very unique energy, and sometimes people don't know what to make of that, and they automatically throw them in just like the avoid category. And, you know, I used to be one of those people to a degree, because I had a few bad run-ins with Cancer Sun individuals, but I think that says more about my lack of understanding of how they operate than it says about them. And I did meet some really amazing Cancer Sun people recently, and they really did like inspire me to take a further, deeper look into how they operate and how I can understand them better. So I would say I'm officially reformed, and I do have a lot of love for you guys. So let's get into the discussion. Well, first, it's important to know that I think the sun in your natal chart is your biggest, most beautiful flower, your brightest star that's meant to shine. People are meant to admire you for those qualities of your sun sign, and these qualities are meant to be visible and seen by the whole world. They're not meant to be hidden. No matter what house, no matter what sun sign you have, they're meant to come out, and you're meant to be known for these qualities. So let's jump into it. What is the element of Cancer? Cancer is the first water sign. Water is all about emotion and heart, just all heart, feelings, emotion, all that squishy stuff that makes us human, basically. And it is the first of the elements. So what does that say? That says that there's a very high exploratory element. Every sign that comes first in the element, like the first fire sign, the first earth sign, the first air sign, the first water sign, there's an exploratory element to that, because they're the baby, they're the very first ones. So Cancer is all about exploring their own personal emotional bodies, as well as other people's around them, which is why they have killer emotional instincts, almost unbeatable. And we will get into that later. So on the zodiac wheel, they are growing away from Gemini, because Gemini is all about, it's the first air sign, so it's all about exploring the mind and having fun with those never-ending possibilities, experiencing thoughts, communications, everything to do with Mercury as if it were the first time, just a super undying hunger for mental expansion. Well, Cancer is growing away from that, and they're applying all that vigor and intensity of that curiosity of Gemini into the realm of the heart and emotion. And that's where their interests lie. And that's where their needs lie as well. Also, that's where their expertise lie. Like I said, they have amazing intuition on their own, you know, from their own feelings and of other people's. What quality are they? Well, they're a cardinal sign. Cardinal signs are, how I like to envision it is like an upward moving arrow. They're just going up and up and up and up. They're not stagnant like a fixed sign would be, and they're not lost like a mutable sign would be. They're all about just getting ahead, staying on a steady upward course. And I like to associate their energy, cardinal sign energy, with first responder energy. So think about like police officer energy or EMT energy. You know, people that are going to rush to the scene first and take care of you. And that's how Cancer is. Like, they can sense someone they love is in emotional distress, and they will be the first ones on the scene to help you. And this makes them very unique and special and just super kind people. So what is their ruling planet? Well, the ruling planet is the moon, the ever-changing 8 phases moon that tightly orbits our Earth and protects our Earth from foreign bodies, that the little bitty planet that gives us tides, that gives us menstrual cycles, that helps animal behavior. Like, some animals only do things according to the moon. You could say it's a guiding force of life because it has guided ancient civilizations for centuries. Ancient civilizations such as the Maya have used the moon to track time, to create calendars. So pretty impressive, pretty awesome. What does that mean in our charts? Well, your moon is your most private, most personalized planet. Your moon is not about other people. It's all about you. Depending on where your moon is, like if it's on the angles, especially the very public angles, it could be very visible to people. But in general, your moon is meant to be kept closer to you and private. You're in control of that. You're in control of who gets to see it, what you let out there. But if your sun is in Cancer, there's a big exception to this rule, because your sun is your hugest, most public star. And if you are a Cancer sun, that means that your most private, personal, personal part of your chart is out for all the world to see and to judge and to scrutinize, which is why Cancer suns are very on guard a lot of the time, because they're essentially walking around emotionally naked. I have a moon in Cancer, but it's in the 4th house, like in a very private, away from other people's spot. So I can imagine having to wear that energy out for all the world to see. That really scares me. So I really think these people are brave, because imagine how hard that is. And I think this is the first step of kind of trying to understand where these people are coming from. Well, they might be moody and crotchety because they do have to wear this very private self out for everyone. And that is their unique mission in life. And because they're dealt this hand, kind of difficult hand, that's what they're meant to be known for, is their bright and beautiful, kind and loving hearts. And unfortunately, not everyone, is going to recognize this and treat it with respect, but you have to keep trying to find your people that do treat you with respect, Cancer. The moon has several phases. It has about 8 main phases, and it is the brightest star in the night, which I think is very appropriate for Cancer. Yes, they're moody because they're, like I said, they're wearing this very private self out for everyone, and they're ruled by the moon. So they are kind of all over the place emotionally sometimes. They can appear to be, just like how Gemini can be all over the place mentally sometimes. And the fact that it's the planet, the moon, is the brightest nighttime object in the sky, I think that it's almost like, Cancer is the brightest heart on the zodiac wheel. I don't think anyone can take that spot from you guys. Because you have a unique ability to not only recognize your own emotional needs, but you're also able to separate that and see the same detail in other people. And this is what makes you different from Scorpio or even Pisces, because Pisces just is lost in the sea of emotion, and it's hard for Pisces people to differentiate themselves between other people. And with Scorpio, they're very much experts on themselves, and they're very selective about who they're going to do deep emotional analysis on. But Cancer is just a big, open, bleeding heart. And like I said, you guys are just experts on all things emotional and love, heart-oriented. Let's talk more about this emotional expertise. Well, Cancer is also very unique in our water trio of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, because they are the water sign that is most connected to that physical body. When you guys feel a certain emotion, you feel it in your physical core, your physical gut. So that means that people have a very strong effect on you, not only emotionally, but physically. That could be a good thing if you're around people who give you lots of love, like you need Cancer Sun people. then that can have a healing effect on your body. And likewise, on the other end of the spectrum, if you're around people that are hurting you and having an adverse effect on you emotionally, you can feel that destroying your bodies inside. And this is a very pivotal thing to understand about these individuals, because it's unique. No other water sign is going to feel this connection to the physical body like Cancer Sun people do. Think of it like body and heart merging together. That is so Cancer. So like I said, if you're a Cancer Sun person, that means you're wearing that moon as your brightest star in front of everyone. So what does this mean? That means that you cannot ignore the sign that your moon is in, because that's basically what people are seeing if you're a Cancer Sun. For example, if you are a Cancer Sun with a Pisces moon, well, that Pisces moon is going to be very visible to everyone. And the Cancer-like qualities are the fact that it's visible to everyone, and that people are seeing your emotional phases, like the phases of the moon, act out on stage in public. You guys really do have bright and beautiful hearts. Take pride in that. So Cancer is often associated with childhood and motherly energy. So this can mean that a Cancer's childhood can affect them more than other people of other sun signs. So like I said, this works both ways. If it was a good childhood, that could be like an emotional refuge for a Cancer Sun, to take a break from the cruelty of the world and retreat back into that nostalgia. Those beautiful memories of childhood can be a very good healing effect for them. And likewise, if they had a very dark childhood, it could just really destroy them inside, and they might not have that vacation that they need from the cruelty of the world, because they're walking around exposed and raw. And this could lead to them to lash out at times. That's what people love to moan about on the internet about Cancer Sun people, that they're moody and they pinch, they lash out at people. Well, this could be a reason why. But no matter what type of childhood these people have had, deep down, they're some of the most kindest, most considerate people on the planet. Because of this special connection they have, like their emotional center being tied to that gut, to that body, they're highly sensitive individuals. Like I said, I also want to mention their animal is the crab. And okay, I know my friend watching this is going to cringe because she's a vegan, but crabs are delicious animals. Like, it's one of my favorite things to eat. That is some special sweet meat. And I think this adds to the whole vulnerability of Cancer. Like, you must feel like the whole world wants to just eat you alive sometimes, because you're this delicate, delicious creature with their heart on their sleeve, walking out in the world every day. That's how you have to walk out in the world, all raw and exposed. And you can sense that people want to just hunt you down, and this can make you a little paranoid and very highly selective of who you let around you. And I think that is the world your body protecting you, Cancer. Listen to your gut feelings, listen to that intuition, because you don't want to let people around you who are going to hurt your body, who are going to hurt your soul. Don't feel guilty about that. That is your special power, that you're able to have that insight on who you need to let around you and who you don't need to let around you. Remember, quality over quantity, okay? You guys are also very sensitive to food. Like I said, the physical body, products, anything. Like if a Cancer tells you they can't eat a certain thing or they can't use a certain product on their bodies, take that seriously, because these people are highly sensitive. So let's talk about the connection with the motherly energy. So Cancers, no matter if they're male or female or anything in between, they are big mama bears, okay? Like, they truly are so motherly, like Gaia, the moon, mother goddess herself. They want to love other people in that motherly, unconditional, patient way. And, they want that back too, because Cancers and Capricorns have something in common. They are investors. Now, what does Cancer invest in? Cancer invests emotionally in people, and they like to see a return on that investment. And if they don't get that return, Yes, they do get upset because they know that they love in a very special way, and they feel insulted, like, hey, I'm going out of my way for you. I love you like my child, even if I don't have a child. I love you in that mama bear way, and look how you're treating me. Like, that's from their perspective, how they're feeling. Like, they know that that's their gift, and they know that, you know, not just anyone can love you like that. They know that's where they shine. So it's so hard. All these things bleed together with Cancer, but the mama bear energy is important to understand because Cancer often gets a bad reputation for being very unforgiving people and grudge holding. And I'm not saying that this is not true in some cases. I know it is, but I want to tell you a different spin on that. So because they have this mama bear energy, you have to think about how mother and kids are. If you do something bad at school, your mother's going to be mad at you, and they're going to complain maybe to their friends about you. But that same mom is also going to be the one taking up for you when other people talk bad about you. Now, what does that mean? That means that Cancer people, they really are forgiving, okay? They might bitch and moan about certain things, but that's because they love you so much, and they have expectations out of you. They want to, they really, if they could be around you to protect you all the time, if they love you, they would do that for you. So yes, they get upset not only when you mess up, but when people critique you on your mess ups. It's very strange. Like, they love you in that unconditional motherly way. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if a Cancer is like bitching at you about something, it's kind of almost their way of showing that they love you in those moments, because they love you enough to mama you to death, okay? And I promise, even though they're complaining about you, if someone else is saying the same things, they're going to say, shut up, don't talk about my kid that way. And that's something, like, I wish people could understand that about them, because I think that they would get maybe a slightly different reputation if that deeper look was taken. Because they're mama bears, what matters to them? Well, just like mothers, little things matter to them. Emotional recognition. If a Cancer goes out of their way for you, even if they didn't ask, even if you didn't ask them to do something, if they go out of their way and do something kind for you, just say thank you. It's not going to kill you. That's really all they want to know, is that you appreciate the small things they do for you. And I don't know why people are so stubborn about, like, well, I didn't ask you to do that. Well, fuck, just say thank you and avoid all this drama that you're going to have with this Cancer Sun individual. I promise that's all it takes. And they also, like I said, if you do something small for them in return, it doesn't even have to be big. Like, buy them lunch one day. Give them a hug if you feel like they're sad. I mean, tell them that you love them. Like, little things mean the world to these people because they're so sentimental and so romantic. What do these people need out of other people? And I think this is important to understand because of that healing and, you know, healing quality they have, which can work good in their favor and destructive on their physical bodies. If you can give anything to a Cancer Sun person, the most important thing you can give them is emotional patience. If you see them being moody and lashing out, just give them the benefit of the doubt, wait it out, because trust me, these people know how they can get, and it eats them alive. They're going to be the first person hours later to come up to you and say, I'm sorry. Like, but if you don't give them the chance to redeem themselves, because redemption is very big for these people because they're such a bleeding, heart on their sleeve person. If you don't give them that chance to, you know, redeem themselves when they get in those moody, emotional moods, then where's the relationship going? Like, they can't help it that they're walking around with this private self everywhere. So if you give them that patience when they're acting moody and the chance to redeem themselves, like, I promise you, they're gonna take the initiative to come up to you and apologize. Like, every single Cancer Sun person I've known, like, has done this. But you have to understand, like, when you cut them off like that and you never give them a chance to apologize or redeem themselves, then that really cuts to their core. It feels like a huge rejection, and it can hurt their self-esteem, because Cancer Sun, individuals really do suffer with self-esteem issues. Why? Well, because they're wearing this private self out for everyone, and people scrutinize and judge that really hard. So they often feel like just the way they are is just wrong, universally wrong. Like they shouldn't be themselves out in public. So of course that's going to affect you self-esteem wise. So if you're going to be in their eyes judgmental of them for just, being human and being themselves, walking this path that they have to walk, then, that hurts them very deeply, and they don't feel like they can, move on from that. And this where, the grudge thing can come in. Some Cancer Suns will remember instances like this where people aren't patient with them and give them no chance to redeem themselves, because they're also thinking, hey, I invested in this person emotionally and I don't even get any patience or understanding. Like, in that way I can understand them a lot because my moon is there. So let's talk about that grudge holding. Even if you're thinking of a Cancer and you're like, yes, they do hold grudges, well, let's think about this for a minute. I'm not saying that that's not true, but I can promise you that most Cancers are looking for a reason to forgive you, because don't forget that effect on their body. That is destroying their insides. When they're harboring grudges, not only is that hurting them emotionally, that's hurting them physically. And I promise you, they don't want to have those ugly feelings. Like my friend, who I love very much, she confides in me that she gets upset with people, and a lot of times, like, she is totally in the right, but she's such a saint in this way that even if someone has screwed her over, like, it eats her alive so much that she's always searching for ways to forgive them. And that's the thing that people don't get to see out in the open with these people. They just see the moodiness and the grudge holding, but they don't really get to see that intimate moments where they're really grasping at straws, trying to forgive you, just like a mother, that unconditional love type of thing. So give these people another chance, you guys. I'm not saying that every Cancer Sun person is an angel, but I really do think that they're mostly just misunderstood, and they're just, the majority, just really kind and amazing people. So let's talk more about the memory. So Cancer and Capricorn have a very intimate relationship with the concept of time. Saturn more so time as in time you spend on things, like cost versus benefit, payoff. So if a Capricorn invests their time in something, an endeavor, a physical endeavor, they want to know that there's going to be results. Whereas Cancer is more about time in terms of memory and nostalgia. These people, like I said, they appreciate small things, and they're very connected with their childhoods. So they can close their eyes and transport themselves, almost like time travel, to a memory where they felt good. And they can feel those feelings as if it were that moment all over again. It's really cool. And because of that, they like to surround themselves with nostalgic things, smells, favorite foods. They're amazing cooks, by the way. They really do put their whole heart into cooking for people, for themselves, and for people they love. But like I said, there's always like this catch with Cancer. So while that's a beautiful thing that they can do, they also have the ability to travel back to those really painful memories and feel that pain all over again, like it's the first time. So there really is this struggle. Like, they have these superpowers, and they can heal their bodies and it can destroy their bodies. And they're constantly in a struggle with the healing and destruction balance within them. And I really feel for them because of that. So I do want to talk about like some positive things about these people, because they're really amazing. I recently hung out with my friend. Her name is Moon. Oh my God, how much Cancer can you get? She is just a beautiful person, and she was one of the main people who really changed my mind on Cancer Sun individuals. We were walking outside, and from her perspective, she thought this old man hit me. And actually what he did really startled me. And you guys, I'm an Aries ascendant. Like, I'm always down to fight. But number one, he's old, so like I wouldn't go there automatically, but I was just shocked because I hadn't been outside in a while, and just to see that this old man, like, he was like this far away from my face, like almost like he was trying to slap me in the face. And I didn't even have to ask Moon. She whipped around and she said, "You do not touch my friend. You do not hit my friend, sir. How could you do that?" And she just went into mama bear mode. And of course the guy was an asshole. He wasn't even wearing a mask and he was just being a total dick. But when she did that, I'm like, God, this is why Cancer Sun people are awesome. You can count on them. You will never have to have a discussion. They will just jump in there and take up for you. No questions asked. And I'm like, I need to let her know that I appreciate this, because a lot of times they don't get that appreciation and recognition, just like how mothers, think about how a mom does, you know, a good mom, do they always get the recognition they deserve? All the things they do for their children? No, they don't. So I'm like, I have to tell her that I appreciate this, and I did. And I think that really, like, and I know that Moon appreciated that I let her know that I appreciated her. As simple as that. And I really get annoyed because people get nasty with this quality of Cancer, because like I said, they'll say, well, I didn't ask you to do that. So what? The fact is they did it. Just say thank you, okay? Just say thank you. But anyway, guys, like, this is a special thing. Not, you know, not everyone's going to jump in the front lines for you like a Cancer Sun person will. And, you know, sadly enough, like I said, they're investors in people, so they don't always get that back, just like a mother doesn't always get that love and appreciation from their children. And, you know, in a perfect world, you guys would always get that back, and you deserve it. And when you don't get that back, don't let that destroy your bodies. Like, think of it like an equation. Like, you know, you feel like this much love was taken away from you. In that moment, give all that love back plus more to yourself. Cancer, don't forget to love yourself, because this is going to keep your heart nice, full, and bright like the beautiful full moon in the sky. And you'll be able to keep on doing your thing without feeling all that nasty negative energy inside of you. I know it's easier said than done, but the fact is that the world isn't always going to recognize you for the beautiful, bright hearts that you are. And you know what? If someone does, hold on to those people. And like I said, you have that gut ping, ping, ping. You can read if someone's energy is going to be healthy or bad for you. Trust that gut. It is correct. And don't be afraid to listen to it, even if it means that you only have 3 good people around you. You know, that's worth its weight in gold, because your body's letting you know about those people. Not everyone has that system in them. They're such beautiful souls, and they deserve the patience and extra understanding that we should give them, because they're investors. If they see that you're investing back in them, they're going to return your own investment twofold, because that's how they are. That's what's special about them. Let's talk about that memory a little bit. You know, I also had the pleasure when I was a teacher not too long ago. I still am a teacher, but I don't teach in person. I had a beautiful student, and me and Moon are like her mothers, her school moms, and we really took her under our wing. We love her very much. We were always there to help tutor her and just, you know, hear anything she had to say. Like, I know that she really appreciated us taking her under our wings like that and giving her that extra love. Well, she is just an amazing girl. I wanted to mention her not only for the memory example, but also because people need to see more examples of how forgiving a Cancer can be. And I mean, she has a Leo moon, so that big, loud Leo dramatic moon is for everyone to see on display. But, you know, every time she could be mad at someone, and she could fight with them, not physically, but like verbally. And literally 2 hours later, I'll see her talking and joking with the person like nothing happened. And then the reverse, someone could be so mean to her and she always forgives them. Like, I really didn't expect that after learning that she was a Cancer sun. And I just think that is why I love you. You're such a beautiful example of that. Another kind of funny thing, Cancer suns can be funny because they know how unique they are, and they can't help but just let off steam and make fun of themselves because they know that they're not the typical person that can hide their hearts, like me and any other person without a Cancer sun. She knows that she's my favorite. Well, this other student said that, no, I'm her favorite. Well, she was like, no, I am her favorite. Let's just get that straight. And although it might have been a little petty, I thought that was so cute. And I'm so glad that you could teach me how amazing you Cancer sun people are. Also worth a mention, Cancer suns are very connected to the home because that is their recharging station. That is somewhere where they don't feel judged. They can wear their heart on their sleeve in their privacy, not feel that people are going to hurt them in a negative way, and they're not going to have to feel that in their bodies. And their homes are often so beautiful because they know that they need that recharging station where they can surround themselves with positivity and love. And that's how they keep going, you guys. Like, that's how they keep that mama bear, that big old bright heart, loud and strong, because they have that sacred space in the home to let it all go and to recharge and heal their bodies away from people. And they do like to invite people into their home. They love to feed you. They love to make you feel comfortable. Like, they're actually happy to do those things that some people would be annoyed doing for other people. Cancer sun individuals have a huge love for family. And even if they don't have a traditional family, whoever they consider their family, it's all the same to them. And when they love you, when they consider you part of their circle, then they extend that familial love to you. That's how special they view connections as. Like, when they make friends and stuff for life, they view them like family and they treat them as such. It's a tad culty in that way. Like, if you're a part of their family, then they're going to defend you to the end, and that will pretty much go on forever. A good rule with Cancer sun people is comfort first, discuss later. So if you see that they're in distress and they're pouring out their hearts to you, their feelings about stuff, first comfort them and, be in tune with the emotional part first, and then there can come communication about the issue. And I know my friend seems to really love Libra energy, my Cancer sun friend, and I think that's because Libras can talk diplomatically to people no matter what situation, and Cancer sun people really appreciate that type of vocal kindness. And I think that's a really good way to deal with Cancer sun individuals, is try to be as diplomatic as possible in those moments where they're in distress. There's another childlike, innocent part of Cancer. Like, whenever they're moody and abrasive, they almost like if you were to be like abrasive back to them, they're actually more fine with that than as long as there's some type of reconciliation that follows, and if they can still feel that they love you. Kind of like how family fights with each other. Cancer is willing to do that too with people, as long as they know that there's a safe place to land after the arguments and such. Another honorable mention I want to talk about for a few minutes is that I want you guys to imagine how hard it is to have a Cancer sun when you're a male or someone who identifies with male energy, because not only is a Cancer sun person wearing their raw self out, society tells us that men have to be a certain way. They can't be emotional, they can't be weak, and people associate qualities of Cancer sun with weakness. So I really do think men, like, if you are thinking about Cancer men and thinking, this doesn't sound quite like them, well, it's because society imposes a different set of expectations. A female with a Cancer sun, even though it's still hard, is better able to navigate this sun sign than someone who identifies as male or is a man with male energy. So definitely give those guys a break. They actually, Cancer Sun males can just like totally reject their feeling beating hearts and just act like it doesn't exist, and they can come off as like really hard, and sometimes they throw themselves into the world of martial arts and stuff because they want to prove how tough they are. So definitely wanted to mention that as a unique factor. But I promise you guys, even those people are very squishy inside, and are affected the same way as a female Cancer Sun is, with people and energies. Okay, so I talked about all these amazing things with Cancer Sun individuals. Now I want to talk about some celebrity examples, because guys, you people are amazing human rights activists, because you are so in tune with the basic emotional needs of yourself and other people, because you're that first water sign. You've explored it all for the first time, and you're so connected with those hearts and those bodies. So who's my first example? I know it's going to be typical, but I couldn't help myself, you guys. She's very famous, Princess Diana. And I mention her because I think she embodies so much of the beautiful qualities of Cancer Sun individuals. She unfortunately died in a terrible car accident, paparazzi's fault in my opinion. But she really did shake down that cold Capricorn monarchy that was so tied to tradition and structure. And she wanted to give that monarchy, that cold British monarchy, a human face. She was known as a human rights activist and really went out of her way to connect with the people, which is so fitting because she has a moon in Aquarius. Not only does she not give a crap about tradition, she wants to create new systems that help everyone in society, not just the people that the monarchy care about. She wants to care about everyone, and that includes people in the shadows that no one wants to go near, like people with HIV. She did a lot of work with people with HIV. And she has a really beautiful quote that says, "HIV does not make people dangerous to know, so you can shake their hands and give them a hug. Heaven knows they need it." Like, the fact that she said this is so revolutionary. It's true to that awesome aqua moon out in display. She's giving these people a human face, and she's telling the world that these people need love too. And she's going to be on those front lines, giving them that motherly love out for all the world to see. She also has a great quote that says, "I think the biggest disease the world suffers from in this day and age is the disease of people feeling unloved," because that's really the worst thing a Cancer can feel, is feeling unloved. And that really does tie into that self-esteem issues that can happen. I know that I can give love for a minute, for a half an hour, for a day, for a month, but I can give. I am very happy to do that. I want to do that. And that's so Cancer, because these people really do want to give their hearts, that fills them, that heals those bodies, that gives them like an emotional high. They truly want to help. That's where they shine, and that's how they feel good. That's where that big sun's engine is taking them. And they really are in tune with the need for people to feel loved, because a lot of time we can forget that that's so necessary. But Cancer people really know the healing magical elements of love, and that's why they're such great human rights activists, because they really throw themselves in the front lines, and they just love the crap out of people and heal the world, really, and that in turn heals themselves. The next human rights activist I want to talk about is Nelson Mandela. He was the first democratically elected South African president, and he was a big part of abolishing the apartheid, the horrible, cruel laws imposed against people of color in South Africa that would just prohibit them from doing basic human things in society, like just a total infringement on human rights. And he was very passionate about changing this for the better of the people. And he has a very good quote that I think highlights the growth of Cancer from Gemini. He says, "If you talk to a man in a language that he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his own language, that goes to his heart." And I think this is excellent, because Cancers can also be great communicators like Gemini, but they're able to talk to people through that emotional center. And they know that because they're experts on emotional memory. They know that if they can get you in that heart, that that's not going anywhere, that that's going to stick with the person. And I just think that's an amazing connection that goes to show you that amazing killer intuition that a Cancer can have about people. And when they do gain more confidence and, gain more self-esteem, they really can shine in this way because they can reach people in those hearts. He also has an amazing quote that says, "It is better to lead from behind, like a mom, and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory. When nice things occur, you take the front line. When there is danger, then people will appreciate your leadership." And this is almost like Aries in a way too. Like Cancer, just think of a mom protecting their child. Like a mom is going to be one of the first people that runs and tries to save you, will put their arms around you and save you from a bullet, take a bullet for you. And I think that this highlights that Cancer mentality, like running out in the front, defending people that they love, extending that protection to other people that they use for themselves, because like I say, they walk around raw and they walk around feeling like everyone wants to eat them up. So one of the most sacred, loving things they can do for people is to give them that same protection that they give themselves. And it is true, like if you put yourself out there in that way, maybe not everyone, but a large chunk of people will appreciate that style of leadership and will take it seriously because you're walking the walk. You're putting that heart out there like that first responder, cardinal water sign that you are, and you deserve the recognition for it. And look at the things you get done. Like look at how Nelson Mandela and Princess Diana positively affected the world with these big, beautiful hearts. And I do want to mention that Nelson Mandela had that Scorpio moon. So, of course, he wanted to destroy all these things that weren't helping people that he cared about, were not helping society. And Scorpio is unrelenting, so he was not going to stop until these terrible apartheid laws were just gone. That's why he's awesome and such a good example for you guys, Cancer Sun people. All right, now I want to talk about music because you guys know I love music. And okay, I'm going to mention 2 songs from this band because I just think that they are the Cancer Sun band. It really does sound like a mother cradling you in her arms and just protecting you, telling you how much she loves you. That's what this band embodies to me, and they're called Minipop. They have a song called Precious, and I think it's just, every time I hear it, I could just close my eyes and just feel the Cancer energy. It's crazy. But in the song she says, "You're precious, oh so selfless. You begin a hammering sound." And I like to think of that as the hammering sound of the heart. And then she goes to say the flip, "You're selfish, oh so selfish. If you will hear me, my request is that you're not so cold." And I do think that this embodies a duality that Cancer kind of has with people, like the love-hate, because really deep down they want the love because of course they invest in people and they know that that has a healing quality on their bodies. But they really just want everyone around them to just be a little bit kinder. And like I said, if you invest that kindness, that extra kindness and sweetness to a Cancer Sun people, they're going to double that investment and you will not regret it. So yeah, I love that song by them. And they also have a song called My Little Bee, which it really melts my heart every time I hear it because there's a lyric in the song that says, "On the day you were born, I wish I had been there to keep you safe from harm." Like, that's so mama bear energy and so kind in the way that a Cancer, no matter if they're male or female, how they want to love you and just protect you from all the bad things in the world. And another song I want to talk about is by Solange Knowles, who is a Cancer Sun. She is Beyonce's little sister, totally gorgeous, and I just love her music. A lot of her music is just so Cancer. But this is kind of a more upbeat Cancer song, but it still touches on this nostalgic sentimentality, super romanticism that you guys have. She has a song that is called Losing You for Good, and it's about a breakup and, maybe like the Cancer emotions going through something like that. And she says, "Tell me the truth, boy, am I losing you for good? We used to kiss all night. I gave you everything, now there's nothing left of me." And a lot of times, breakups or relationship endings are hard for Cancer because sometimes they go all out and they invest everything and they don't leave anything behind. So when those relationships sever, they can truly just feel empty and depleted and destroyed inside. And I think this song really highlights that quality of Cancer. So Cancer, be sure to smartly invest in people. Don't put all of your eggs in that basket. I do want to talk about a romantic comedy called You've Got Mail, and I think romantic comedies are so Cancer because they're so romantic and nostalgic and all those Cancery awesome things in one. And I love romantic comedies with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, and there's actually several of them where they star together. They're both Cancer-sun people, so you can imagine on screen that just translates to romantic mushy-gushy magic. Well, the movie I'm about to talk about is You've Got Mail. And in that story, Meg Ryan is a small business owner. Her mother, who passed away, left her small bookshop. And Tom Hanks is basically the equivalent to like Barnes & Noble. And because he opens up close by her shops ends up closing down. And he keeps on telling Meg Ryan's character that, oh, it's nothing personal, it's just business, kind of like a Capricorn. And Meg Ryan has like an awesome retort to this that I think is very telling of Cancer. She says, "What is that supposed to mean? I am so sick of hearing that. All that means is that it wasn't personal to you, but it was personal to me, and it was personal to a lot of people. And what's so wrong about that? What's so wrong about being personal anyway? Whatever else anything is, it ought to start by being personal." And I think this is awesome to know because Cancer loves people in a very personalized way, and they're also very connected to their inner child, their unique private person. So if you're going to tell them something's not personal, they're just going to roll their eyes at you and think that's just really stupid because everything's personal to them. And to me it's a very endearing, almost rebellious quality because a lot of business and Capricorn-like structures don't care about, the person or being personal. And I like it when Cancer pushes back on that because a lot of people benefit from that when they do push back on that and fight for personal rights and such. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Moon, I hope I set the record straight. Let me know if I didn't, and I'm sorry if I didn't. But I tried my best. I really have a big heart for you guys, and I think that you have a very unique thing to offer the world, your big, bright hearts, and I love it when I can see it shining within you. Keep doing your thing, Cancer, and listen to that gut. Don't ignore it, and love yourself, most importantly. Pamper yourself when no one else will. Please let me know what sun signs you would like discussed next, and anything in the comments. Tell me if you agree or disagree with something I've said. I love to learn from people, so all of that is fine. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and give me a like on this video. I plan on keeping making videos and delivering awesome content for you guys. I will see you later. Midnight telling you bye. Bye.